Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumaira Kamal. The headlines first. Prime Minister has directed for utilizing all options after India's revocation of Article 370 of its constitution. Foreign Minister says India's unilateral steps are against the very essence of various UN Security Council resolutions on Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan has decided to shut down Samjhauta Express in response to Indian provocative act to change the status quo in occupied Kashmir. Prime Minister has reiterated government's commitment to provide all possible facilities to investors and businessmen in the country. National Accountability Bureau detained PMLN leader Maryam Nawaz and Nawaz Sharif's nephew Yusuf Abbas in Chaudhry Sharif Sugar Mills case in Lahore today. Annual Hajj rituals are beginning in Makkah from tomorrow. And now the news in detail. Foreign Office spokesperson Dr. Mohammad Faisal says Prime Minister Imran Khan has directed for utilizing all options after revocation of Article 370 by India. Addressing weekly press briefing, he said Pakistan rejects the unilateral action by India to change the status of Jammu and Kashmir. The spokesperson said India has been informed about the decisions of the National Security Committee. He said Pakistan will not send its High Commissioner to India. The Foreign Office spokesperson said Kashmir has been on the agenda of the UNSC and is a disputed territory. Its final resolution has to be made under a UN-administered free and fair plebiscite to ascertain the wishes of the Kashmiri people. He told a questioner that Pakistan's Kartarpur initiative will continue notwithstanding the latest developments. Pakistan respects all religions and would continue the project. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has said unilateral steps taken by India were against the very essence of various resolutions of the United Nations Security Council on Jammu and Kashmir. He stated this while talking to EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, President of the European Commission, Ms. Federica Mogherini, on telephone today. The two leaders expressed satisfaction at the current level of bilateral relations, especially signing of the Pakistan-EU Strategic Engagement Plan in June, and agreed that this interaction was in the spirit of close partnership between Pakistan and the EU. The Foreign Minister briefed the EU High Representative on the events of far-reaching consequences unfolding in the region in the wake of unilateral steps taken by Indian government in order to consolidate illegal occupation of the IOK. He highlighted that India had deployed 180,000 additional troops, suspended mobile and internet services, and imposed curfew, locking down the entire population of IOK. Foreign Minister conveyed that steps taken by India have the real potential to further deteriorate human rights situation in occupied Kashmir as well as seriously impact peace and security in South Asia. Pakistan has communicated its concerns to the European Union on the unilateral step of revocation of special status of Kashmir by India. The information has been given to the EU representative for Foreign Affairs that Pakistan will take the matter to the UN Security Council. Foreign Minister said any initiative by the EU for talks between Pakistan and India will be welcomed. He said Pakistan stands by its commitment of opening of Kartarpur corridor. He clarified that Afghan trade will not be affected by Pakistan's decision to suspend trade with India. Pakistan has decided to shut down Samjhauta Express in response to Indian provocative act to change the status quo in occupied Kashmir. Announcing the move at a news conference in Islamabad this afternoon, Railways Minister Sheikh Rashid Ahmed said he will not let the train run until he holds the portfolio of railways. He asked India to take back coaches and engines of the train. He said the bogies freed from the train will be added to other trains. The minister said the decision taken by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to annex Kashmir is highly unwise and such decisions change the course of history. In occupied Kashmir, joint meeting of all religious and political parties of Kargil district held in Kargil unanimously condemning the Indian move said that the decision was made without ascertaining the will of the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Meanwhile, All Parties Action Committee Kargil, an amalgam of all political religious organizations of the district, in a memorandum to the Indian president demanded restoration of the Article 370. In occupied Kashmir, over 500 political leaders and workers have been detained since India announced to repeal Article 370 of the Indian Constitution and divide the territory on the communal line on Monday. Almost all Hurriyat leaders, including All Parties Hurriyat Conference Chairman Syed Ali Gilani and Chairman of Hurriyat Forum Mirwais Umar Farooq, have been put under house arrest or jails. Saudi Arabia has affirmed its stand that Kashmir conflict should be settled through peaceful means in accordance with the relevant international resolutions. According to Saudi Foreign Ministry, it is following the current situation in Jammu and Kashmir resulting from India's abolition of Article 370 of the Constitution, which guarantees the autonomy of Jammu and Kashmir. Malaysia has voiced concern over the recent developments in occupied Kashmir, in particular the repeated escalation of tension in the region. A press statement is issued by Prime Minister's office in Putrajaya today and said Malaysia would like to encourage all stakeholders to abide by the relevant UNSC resolutions on occupied Kashmir towards the maintenance of international peace and security. This is Radio Pakistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan has reiterated government's commitment to provide all possible facilities to investors and the business community in the country. Talking to Global Vice Chairman of American company Procter & Gamble, John Moeller, in Islamabad today, he said special incentives are being provided on the export-oriented products being manufactured in the country. The Prime Minister said a large consumer market comprising 220 million population, geographical location of Pakistan, cheap labor and the pro-business laws and rules introduced by the government provide the most suitable environment for business and investment, which should be benefited by investors. John Moeller briefed the Prime Minister about Procter & Gamble's business and investment activities in the country. He also discussed future projects of his company in Pakistan. Economic Committee of the Cabinet has decided to constitute a price review committee under the chair of Advisor Ministry of Commerce and Textile to review the indicative price and other measures to be taken in case of abnormal fluctuations in the prices of cotton. Advisor to Prime Minister on Finance and Revenue Dr. Abdul Hafiz Sheikh chaired the meeting in Islamabad. The National Accountability Bureau has detained PMLN leader Maryam Nawaz and Nawaz Sharif's nephew Yusuf Abbas in Chaudhry Sharif Sugar Mills case in Lahore today. According to the notification of the anti-graft body, both will be examined by a team of doctors before presenting them to Accountability Court, Lahore, tomorrow. Annual Hajj rituals are beginning from tomorrow in Makkah. Radio Pakistan correspondent Muhammad Akram Khan reports from Makkah that over 1.8 million Muslims have arrived Makkah to perform Hajj. A total of 200,000 pilgrims from Pakistan are also performing Hajj as per quota given by Saudi Arabia. Arrival of pilgrims in Mina will begin from tonight. Hujjaj will put on ihram at their residences before proceeding for Mina. The UN mission in Afghanistan has expressed deep concern over Taliban threats to target civilians participating in Afghanistan's presidential elections, which are due to take place on 28th of next month. In a statement, the mission said that attacks on polling centers and civilians participating in the electoral process are clear violations of international law. And finally, the weather. Rains and wind thunderstorm with isolated heavy falls is expected at scattered places in Sahiwal, Multan, Bahawalpur, Dera Ghazi Khan, Sargoda, Faisalabad, Dera Ismail Khan, Sibbi, Nasirabad divisions, while at isolated places in Rawalpindi, Gujranwala, Lahore, Peshawar, Job, Kallat, Makran, Sakkar, Larkana, Shahid Benazirabad divisions and Kashmir. Isolated heavy rainfalls are also expected in Multan and Bahawalpur divisions during the next 12 hours. To end the news, here are some of the headlines once again. Prime Minister has directed for utilizing all options after India's revocation of Article 370 of its constitution. Foreign Minister says India's unilateral steps are against the very essence of various UN Security Council resolutions on Jammu and Kashmir. Annual Hajj rituals are beginning in Makkah from tomorrow. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk. And also watch live streaming of our bulletin on the link facebook.com/radio Pakistan News Official.